Alright boys, one more little Manticore and Deus 2 9-inch coils on both comparison here, okay? Silver dime setting slightly a 2x4 thickness above that can slaw, okay? We'll remove the dime, show you what I'm looking at here. Alright. So that can slaw is reading 44.45 in the meter of that machine, okay? There's the dime. We'll leave it right there. Right there she sits, okay? Now, 92 sensitivity, 24 max band. We'll look at 40, reactivity 1. Notch. Alright, there's 48 to 68 for notch. What does this sound like? You don't hear two targets, do you? Okay. Got a 76 in the window. We don't hear two targets. Okay. Before we go any further, change it to 40 max. '71 ID. And let me reduce the top part of the notch down to 66. Let's sweep it again. So a real slow sweep. There's a little hitch in the audio from left to right, coming from the right back to the left. Not much there. Typical sweep speed. You get to hear that machine, okay? Now, I'm going to change to speed 2. That's all I'm going to do. That's what it sounds like. 24 max frequency, speed 2. So you got to hear that Deus 2 there. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to massage the notch to make it differentiate there more. Since we see the ID on that silver dime is in error. See that? So if you come across it in the wild, you see what I'm saying, and you sweep back and forth a couple of times, what would you hear to challenge that ID? That's what I'm up to here, okay? So you got to hear the Deus 2 there. Alright? In 24 and 40 max at speeds 1 and 2. 1 would be for the depth on the machine. 2's not too bad. Alright, we'll look at this machine at speeds 4 and 5. Okay, one region all tones, speed 4. This is all terrain general. Now I've got the notch in there. See it? You hear that? We didn't hear anything that plain and crisp on that Deus 2, did we? Now, disclaimer here. Part of what could be causing the difference in these two machines, remember, foil on that machine, even though it has the, let's just say, non-ferrous range probably runs from what? 15 to, we'll say 99. This machine here, it runs from what? It runs from 1 to 99. But foil on this machine will read low. Generally less than 9, small foil. That machine, small foil, reads what? 28 to 32 generally. Okay, so everything is being shifted up on that machine versus this machine. So, to get your low conductor maskers where you can hear them in the wild, running this machine on targets that have questionable ID. The ID is low, but maybe you want to dig them because the machine audibly is telling you, wait a minute, there's non-ferrous target masking with audio and the 2D screen. That machine over there has a harder time. And it seems to be it's more hit and miss at setting up the notch. I've used this same notch in all my tests and all my videos today. You see it in the camera there, okay? So listen again. Hear that? Now that's speed 4. That's depth on this machine. Speed 5 is not quite as deep. What does it sound like? Okay, that's all-terrain general. We're going to go to all-terrain low conductors. We look at 40 max band on the Deus 2. This is speed 4. Same disc. So it doesn't do as good a job there as all-terrain general. Speed 5 and all-terrain low conductors. So it doesn't do as good a job on that test, but all-terrain general. You hear that. See the ID though, notice that. But see where the trace is coming in over there. It's hard for me to hold this camera still. Okay, so that's what this is about. It's like there's targets out there like that that would give ID like this in this meter, or give low ID in the Deus 2, but how do you know to make it a suspect target or not? Well, this machine here seems to do a better job in that department. Alright. Now, I'll conclude this video just for curiosity's sake. What does 10 kilohertz do here? You see that. ID is still low. Alright. But, notice we don't get to hear, even though we see that ID, would we suspect that's a silver coin being masked? We don't hear what we heard in all-terrain general, do we? Multi-frequency. That's what we're in now. Hear that? So we get to hear that. Now, just out of curiosity, since I'm standing here, you get to hear how that sounds. Pitch tone-wise, you get to hear how that sounds. I'm going to go in here. Let's block this machine on the right side over here right quick. Sweep this. Alright, you see what we've got now, right? What happens? So the pitch has come down. We still have the trace. Alright, I'm going to mash the horseshoe button. Now, one thing to note here about this. Okay, let me mash this horseshoe button again. Okay, when I sweep this, I get to see that trace, but it becomes superimposed under that disc. Okay? When I mash the horseshoe button, watch what happens here. Let's see if I can get this in the camera. See that? See where it's going? Look at it. Way over there. Alright? So when I had the disc in originally, and I showed you, I can take it out real quick. It won't take but a second. I think I had it disc over to 51, I believe it was. Right there. Okay. So now I've got that open over there. See, I can see higher conductors over there. And I can see them in that screen right now. It's starting to get dark out here over me. See it over there? Okay. That's going to conclude the video. I hope you enjoyed.